Dear students, welcome to the online class. In this class today, we shall learn about Dream Children, Reverie, an essay written by Charles Lamb. We have already studied William Hazlitt's essays. Let's now further move to study Charles Lamb's essays. Today we are going to learn about Dream Children, Reverie. Before that, we know that Charles Lamb is mainly known for one important work, which is the collection of his essays published in 1823, which brought him name and fame. That is Essays of Elia. Charles Lamb is an essayist known for Essays of Elia, published in 1823. He is moreover called as the Prince of English Essays and father of personal essay in English. He adds much of his life, most things related to his personal life, into his essays. Moreover, these essays he began to write and publish in the New London Magazine in 1820, but they were all together collected and published in the first series in 1823, and he wrote all these essays under one pseudonym or pen name, that is Elia. And the style in these essays is old-fashioned, and the important characteristic features that form in this essay are humor and pathos. And the essays are highly autobiographical, and essentially they reveal the personality of Lamb. That's why we call he is the most egotistical person, egotistical writer, who brings elements concerned to his life into his essays. Walter Pater describes him as a casual writer for dreamy readers. He takes altogether the readers into a world of dream. Let's today go to study one essay in brief. Let's try to know, that is Dream Children, Reverie. This essay was first published in the London Magazine in January 1822. And as we know, his essays are autobiographical. This one is, of course, autobiographical too. And in this essay, his prose style is characterized by humor and pathos. And here in this essay, he brings his sensational memories. Sensational in the sense sentimental. Very sentimental elements are brought into this essay, and this essay projects his love for children. We know about his life that he never married because he had dedicated his entire life to the care of his elder sister, because his elder sister was suffering from violent outbursts of insanity, even that she killed her own mother. This was a hereditary disease, and his unfulfilled desire for children, I think, must have been the cause for writing this essay. He must have imagined himself to be father of some children, and here in this essay the children are dream children, and a life like make-believe is presented in this essay. As exactly happens in one's life, so is the situation presented in this essay. Let's have a brief look at the essay. Let's try to have a brief outline of the essay in this class. The kind of children appear in this story, in this essay, are imaginary children whose names are Alice and John. And Charles Lamb himself is the narrator here. He tells what happened with him. In the end, at last we realize that these children, Alice and John, are imaginary. Till so, Charles Lamb writes to the readers as if it happened in his real life. The dreamlike quality is carried in this essay. These imaginary children, Alice and John, surrounded Lamb one evening, as he tells, to hear about their great-grandmother Field. Field, the character Field actually corresponds to Charles Lamb's grandmother, Mary Field. In this way, autobiographical elements are brought into essay. And here in this essay, Lamb assumes himself as their father and narrates the story to children. Their great-grandmother, Field, was a good and religious woman. She was moreover loved and respected by all the neighbors and the inmates. He tells essential details of her character, her personality. He says she was tall, upright, and a graceful woman, and she was the best dancer in the country in her youth. When she died, he says, her funeral was attended by all neighboring people, far and wide. Thus, they showed a kind of respect for her memory. And Lamb tells the children that Field was the housekeeper of a great house in Norfolk, which was 100 times bigger than her own. She was rather the mistress of the great house, as the owner actually had shifted to a new house. She was lonely. She lived all alone in that great house and believed that an apparition of two infants haunted about the house at night. But Lamb tells that she was not worried about them because they did no harm to her. And Lamb narrates to the children that Field was good to all her children, grandchildren, loved them all. Lamb cherishes the memory of his holidays spent in that big mansion. He tells how he roamed about that huge mansion and enjoyed those large gardens. At the same time, Lamb describes the various other experiences that he had in that mansion. Lamb again tells that Alice and John that their great-grandmother Field loved all her grandchildren, especially their uncle John Lamb. Here the character of John corresponds to Charles Lamb's brother, John Lamb, and later he tells nostalgically of John Lamb, his brother's brave nature, how his brother cared greatly for Charles Lamb. And at the same time he reveals the haunting memory of his brother's death. He wishes that he should have been alive again. He tells at the same time to the children of his love for Alice Winterton, that he loved her in his youth, which the children probably would not understand. But this is how Lamb is egotistical, brings his personal elements again and again in the essay. And at last, Lamb realizes that children before them, who were listening to him patiently and responded to the story, cried now and then and showed their eager behavior, were just imaginary children. I think in this class we briefly learnt about Charles Lamb's one essay, Dream Children. Thank you, dear students.